Hey guys, what's up? Nick here. Today we'll be talking about the few top regret item on our home renovation journey and how we feel that it can be done better. I also did came out with another video, the earlier video regarding what we like in the house. Do check that out if you have not. So let's move on to this video. Let's go. Hey guys, Nick here. A message from our sponsor, Hometrust. I'm sure by now you are very familiar with Hometrust. Hometrust is a platform that allows you to find interior design firm for your renovation needs. One of the unique features of Hometrust is that it is a review platform that allows homeowners to provide direct and accurate review of an interior firm. As a matter of fact, Hometrust do not review any posts of any kind of review provided by a homeowner. This provides you with a greater transparency in terms of what is the kind of interior firm that you'll be dealing with. When you go under the review section, you will find a mixed number of both positive and negative feedback provided directly from homeowner. This will, without a doubt, provide you with an unbiased resource to search for a reliable ID. So what are you waiting for? Go to Hometrust today.
Trust Hometrust. Link in description below.
So number one on the list have to be the shoe cabinet. I'll walk you throughout the house. So we'll start right from the entrance over here. The shoe cabinet, I mean, we don't have much complaint. We really like the look of it. We really like the laminate. The only main thing is the space that's available for using. It's actually a little bit lesser than we expect. So it's only this much. It's quite a lot of space for me. Personally, I have sufficient space, but of course we have to take into consideration of the future shoe that we might get. Ideally, I want to be able to put all the shoe inside and outside for our guests, but even for me, that doesn't have much shoe, this is already too little for me. So we should have probably planned a bigger space over here. Here, this brings me to point 2, which is actually electrical plug. So you can see there's one electrical plug over here. There's one over there. 2 over here. So it seems like I do have quite a number of plug, right? Yeah, that is actually indeed correct. I do plan for quite a number of plug around the house, but more on planning it at the wrong place. So initially I wanted to put our Mi vacuum over here, but you can see the shoe taken over the space, and because the depth is also not enough, it's actually pointless to put it over there. But where instead, I think we should have put this switch, move it all the way to the front over here. So if I put anything here, I can actually still use the switch. Likewise for these two switch, this whole row of switch, I probably should have put it in the inside, not over here, because then that limits my microwave over here. And if I were to put anything right at that corner, the switch is actually somewhat not long enough. If not, there will be one dangling cable. So planning the number of switch is important, that is for sure, but planning where they are is also equally important, and that was something that I missed out. So I was trying to save out, or we were trying to save out for not having moved too much switches around and try to use the original location, and this actually backfired on us. It's not that it's not good, but I think it can be better. One of the tricks that we learned from our friend is that they built, like this is a door, but they built one flap over here that can open this way. So that means it opens this way, right? And they actually hide the plug inside, so it's clean. It's not messy when it's not in use, and if you need to, you can always open it out, and that's a really good idea that we have never thought about before. Another thing is over here, you can see this line that goes through, actually power a power socket inside over here. This is something that I thought of, but I entirely forgot about it. I totally forgot about it. So we wanted to find a way to lay a power point in the floor, or like slightly popping out above the floor at where our coffee table would be, but I totally forgot about it. So take a look at this room. There's like one here um, a few over here, a few over here, and one over there. There isn't actually any plug that's right in the middle, which makes putting anything that is powered electrically difficult in the middle of the house. Because we no longer have the wall. If you have a wall, then I mean there was a plug over there. It's actually quite easy. But because we removed the wall, and we forgot to account for that. Well, not forgot to account for that. We account for that, but I forgot to tell the electrician that I need it. So that's on me. Yeah, so not just planning for enough PowerPoint, but make sure you plan exactly where they are gonna go to ensure that it's in a good location, and in that way you're gonna be power up. Okay, sorry for the bad pun. Move on to next. And I think the next area I want to talk about is our kitchen cabinet. All in all, it's fine, no problem at all. There isn't any really like a bad really think something that we can't live with, but just a small little few things. Number one is I saw those double cabinet whereby there's a top portion that's protruding. I think that's quite a good idea. We didn't do it. I'm not sure how it will look. Maybe I wouldn't even like the look, but that's a good idea. But and I totally we didn't talk about it at all. We didn't see it. We didn't think about it. Second thing is we did run a water point over here for a future water dispenser. But what we didn't account for is the drainage that some water dispenser required. So there's an inlet, but there isn't an outlet over here, and we should have planned this earlier and make sure to put an outlet. I think there's a way to actually put an outlet across to this main drainage pipe. Yeah, so that part over there I totally missed out. It's still fine. I mean, it's still workable. But give me if I have a chance, I will definitely do it then. And one more thing is the drawer size itself. All in all, I managed to use my Taobao staff to actually plan out all the cabinet spaces pretty well. It works out well for me at least. But just this row of cabinet specifically, apparently this cabinet, I'm not too sure, has a standard size, I guess. And I should have standardized at least the size to IKEA cabinet size, because right now this I felt that this plank over here is too wide at the corner. It's wasting a lot of space. I want to change one from IKEA, but it's just a few centimeters smaller, and I can't change it. So yeah, that's pretty upsetting. But we can still live with it. It's like I mentioned, it's not a big deal. Anything in our cabinet is not a big deal. It's just something that we thought can be done better. And lastly, onto the similar to the electrical point problem. So basically, this weird L-shaped corner over here. I remember before the renovation, I saw that there's this kind of cabinet whereby there's I don't know how you're gonna put it, like diamond shape, right? Perpendicular to the corner wall, so that you can actually stand at this angle and still have like a piece of additional platform for you to do your work. And I thought that was a great idea, but I'm not too sure what happened. Maybe it was lost in thought. Um, it just didn't come back to me again. And I thought if we can do that, then this awkward corner would be less awkward. So onto the fifth item on the list of regret is this what do you call that? This spotlight over here. So initially when we planned for this spotlight, we planned it right in the middle because we thought that would look better. But it actually isn't a case because just take a look at this. It's very close. So there's some place where I can't put the spotlight because the door actually opened very close to the overlapping the place where you need to put the light, right? Should have planned it more towards the right and shine 45-degree towards the wardrobe. That would probably have been better. But yeah, there's also one over here right above the bed. This one is not so bad because although we don't use it often, but it is always good to have. The only complaint is that I mentioned we don't use it often. So feel kind of like a wasted light that's been placed over here. But after discussing with YJ, thinking whether this is considered a pro or a con or neutral, we decided that this is more towards neutral because it's still good to have, right? Even though we don't use it often. But one thing that we forgot is over here. We planned for the wardrobe light. We only planned it for the bottom layer, so we can see our clothes. But we totally forgot to do the top. And now our helmet can't actually see very well. So we did check with the electrician. They'll be coming back to do up the electrical point on top. And yeah, then our wardrobe would have a more light to see the whole wardrobe. The disadvantage of that is that because all this is already pre-built in, pre-cast, fabricated already, seal up the hole, they're gonna make some very ugly hole. Although we can't see the hole, it's actually within the wardrobe, within the drawer, but you just know that they're doing it. And it feels kind of hard pain because like this cost probably around I think 8K if I'm not wrong. The platform is about 8K as well. I might be wrong about this. If you're interested to know, check in with me. But just imagine 3 months in and you spend a lot of money on this item and now you need to drill it through nearly, I mean, it's just 3 months in. So it feels a little bit hard pain that we didn't plan this earlier. But we weigh the pros and cons and we decided it's better to have the light. It's going to make a bigger difference than compared to some cable that we can't see. We just know. So we took the plunge and just go for it. This is number 6 on the list. Can you see what's wrong? Yeah, so YJ's Dyson hair dryer and her hair products actually on the big shelf over here. The reason is because whenever she bathes, she come out over here, she'll sit right here and actually blow her hair. So what number 6 is all about is we forgot to plan for vanity, or to be more specific, we did plan for a vanity. We just thought that it's fine that we can just sit in this perfectly nice corner. And also because we didn't want to sacrifice any of the glass door, we don't want to remove a chunk of it, because if we had to build a vanity here, then there's a door, it's just gonna look weird. Yeah, we didn't thought of a better idea, which is actually to push this wardrobe slightly out, build a built-in vanity over here with a small little chair, so she can still sit on the platform to actually blow her hair. Yeah, but that is something that really only come to us after we stay in here for a while. And now we just have to live with all this. So this is number 7 on the list, is for YJ's toilet. So for her, she says that actually this glass door, she should have just do one side instead of both. So she doesn't want this additional door over here. She just want one panel. And her rationale is that if she only have one panel, then at the back of this space, she can actually put racks, she can put plants, she can put a lot more things over here, instead of having a door and it just restrict the whole bathing area into one big area. And to her, she mentioned that she don't use a lot of bathing space. Actually, the glass portion is more than enough for her. So it should have just been one glass, and this is like a semi-wet dry area for her to put all her towels. Maybe she want to put towel, maybe she want to put a plant. Yeah, so this is her regret, what we didn't thought about. Because sometimes one of the problem is that when HDB give you a layout, you strictly, or you're kind of restricted by the thinking of how the layout is going to be like, and that kind of make you unable to think or be more creative. Yeah, so for her, she wanted a triangle, a square instead of a full rectangular. My toilet, I actually get what she's saying lah, right? It's a square. I have a lot more other space to do things for planning. Yeah, so one of the things for you to consider. So the last thing on the list, number 8, is actually the black wall. So if you can recall, or if you did watch my previous episode, you will know that I mentioned go black is the way to be. I still stand by my word. Going black is still the way to go for. But I cannot deny that there's some disadvantage to it, and I'll be completely frank with you guys. Is the white marks. It's there. It's not very obvious, but it's there. And I think that would be our um, I guess not really regret per se. I don't really regret, having this black wall, but more like a con of having a black wall that we have to live with. Yeah, you can see black mark uh, everywhere here and there in the house. Well, but not to say that white doesn't have any problem or any other color might not be. But just want to ensure that this is out there for you guys to know. So you know that when you one day you see white marks on the wall, it is to be expected. So you're not gonna be surprised like, hey, wow, Ninja Casa Nick says that is black is the way to go. Um, not exactly saying that. I will encourage you to do what you like, do what you intend to, but just take note that this actually does it has its problem, right? But we got to learn to accept what we want and compromise in this situation. All right, so thank you if you have stayed till this part of the video of all the items that we kind of regret having in the house. I'm going to give you two bonus item. Number one is this grill, these two over here. So typically this kind of grill, people have the expectation or have the understanding, including myself, that it's going to be very dusty, very hard to maintain. We actually found out that it's not to be true. It's quite surprising. This tool doesn't really actually give us a lot of problem. It's not very dusty. It's very easy to maintain. We actually barely give it any much attention. Every now and then we dust it a little bit, maybe like bi-weekly, right? It's really not dusty. I'm not sure why, what happened, what's the condition. But it's just not, right? It's actually pretty clean. It doesn't have any issue. Yeah, so that's really nice. Second bonus item is this pipe light over here. I think I featured this in our story and maybe YouTube shorts. Is that this light is one of the surprising thing in the house because I really thought all this while is going to be for decorative. But I just can't believe how often we actually use this light to light up the place. It's not too bright, it's not too dim. It's just the perfect, nice orangey ambience the ambience light, which is really nice. And yeah, I mean for you guys, if you want to consider having this kind of light or anything with this kind of like special light bulb design, not too sure if you can see, but there's like a special light design. Just go for it. I personally think it looks great, right? And it works well, so that's a surprise. All right, so thank you for staying till this part of the video to hear me rant about what we regretted in this house. I hope some of the information is going to be useful for you. And if you have not yet watched our first video of what we like in our house, do check that out. Yeah, if not, as always, if you like our channel, do remember to subscribe to us. It really helps our channel a lot. Well, actually not a lot. I mean, it just encouraged me to film out more different video. But yeah, still do subscribe to us if you like our channel. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. And if not, I'll see you in the next episode. Ciao.